Aloha class, this is my video about the modernist layout. First, or the grid layout page, a good fit for web design. Basically, the grid layout has a lot of good. It creates both balance and structure among the website, and we'll go over some websites later that have that balance and structure. That's pleasing to the eye. It's easy to understand. It's easy to find things. Once you open the website, you feel like you're already familiar with it, just because of the great organization that the grid system provides. Next is how do modern pages use the grid. The way that they use the grid is they use it as a guideline for the placement of content to keep the information organized. Basically, again, it's just for organization and placement of the different items that are going to be in that website. And also, it adapts to different types of browsers. So for example, if I'm looking at a website here on my computer, and then I switch over to an iPhone or like an iPad or something that has a smaller screen, it's going to adapt to be able to conform to the smaller browsers and be visible and just as nice and organized on that as well. Alright, the next question is talking about the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds, what it does is it, just like on this grid here, it breaks up the web or the picture into equal sections of 9. And the main elements, or the main focus of the page should be put right here in these intersections right here, they're highlighted in red. That just creates it's a little bit easier to understand and to follow. Alright, next we have the 960 grid system to talk about. Basically, the 960 grid system is shown right here. The 960 comes from the 960 megapixels in the width of the website or the screen. It's the ideal number to work with because you can make long columns, and then it divides up evenly, so you can have shorter columns, longer columns, just a wide range of columns that you can have. And we'll look over some examples of that in a little bit, and points a little bit easier to understand when you actually look on it on a website. But it's just a great mathematical, I guess, way to lay out a website. Alright, so now to show some examples of grid systems in use with a couple of websites that I find often. First, actually, this is one of my wife's favorite websites. It's called Pinterest. If you look right on here, everything is kind of in a nice gritty layout. And another nice thing about it as well is that because it does have all these columns, it keeps everything really organized, really easy to look at. Even though there is a lot of content on the page and a lot of different pictures and a lot of things that do contrast each other, there is still that organization that this website has, and so that's a good example of utilizing the grid system. Next is a news website. It does the same thing. If you look at the columns, they're evenly spaced out, easy to find, easy to understand. And down here, we have a column right here with some other top stories, pictures here. Down here, the space goes back smaller again, but it goes back to the grid system. So as you can see, there's large items, there's larger columns, smaller columns, even smaller columns here at the top. But everything is organized, and it's kind of it's an easy setup, and it's easy to find. Next is my favorite website in the world. It's Surfline. Same exact thing, where you have the grid system in place. Lots of different columns here. We have the videos set up here. Down here you can choose which video you want to watch. Here's another area where the columns get really small, but really organized as well. Yeah, basically this is a great website. You can spend hours on it. Next is a website you're probably familiar with, is BYU Hawaii. Once again, it's utilized here. Small columns, smaller columns, a little bit of larger columns down here. Once again, just emphasizing the organization of the layout. And but not least, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints website. Once again, just a good example of the grid system put into place with larger items right up here at top, and then broken down into categories over here, or columns, and just very easy to maneuver your way through. And so these are the basics for basic design for the layout of and the modernist layout for the websites. And so yeah, these are some of the great examples, and if you do some of your own research as well, you'll be able to find this all over the web, examples of the modernist layout.